What was his motive? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Questions in Gilroy, California, the morning after a guy shot up a garlic festival.
It just started popping off like fireworks. It sounded like firecrackers.
People ran for cover as he kept shooting until he reloaded and then shot some more.
According to one eyewitness, when someone asked why he was shooting at people, the gunman shouted something about being angry.
Fox's Claudia Cowan in Gilroy, where 3 people were murdered, at least 15 injured until police shot and killed the guy.
Law enforcement from multiple agencies are now following up on reports of that second suspect. They're searching with helicopters and canine units, but that person's role is unclear and there's been no description. Police will only describe the weapon used as some kind of rifle.
President Trump wrote more tweets this morning about Baltimore having the worst crime stats in the country, adding to what he started over the weekend when he wrote the city's disgusting and rat-infested, calling Democratic Congressman Elijah Cummings, whose district is in Baltimore, a racist who has failed. There's a lot of response to that. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, Democrats are jumping to the defense of Baltimore and its representative, Elijah Cummings, who chairs the House Oversight Committee. House Speaker Nancy Pelosi tweeted that Cummings is a champion in the Congress and the country for civil rights and economic justice. House Judiciary Committee Chair, Democrat Jerry Nadler on ABC's This Week.
Well, the president is, as he usually is or often is, disgusting and racist.
The Baltimore Sun editorial board wrote a piece entitled, "Better to have a few rats than be one." Dave?
Rachel, Democrats also don't like who President Trump plans to nominate as the next director of national intelligence to replace Dan Coats, who's resigning. John Ratcliffe, a Republican congressman who's very critical of Robert Mueller at last week's hearings.
I think everybody saw, and a lot of Democrats have conceded, that it's time to move on, that there's a hole in the impeachment balloon that's large enough for Jerry Nadler and Adam Schiff to walk through together.
Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer calls Ratcliffe blindly loyal to the president, confirming him would be a big mistake. This is Fox News.
When the sand gets hot, you gotta move fast, like a dog chasing a Frisbee. Move just as fast to the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Because for the first time ever, you can get 20% estimated savings on select Ford vehicles. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. Don't let this hot deal on America's best-selling brand pass you by. Get into the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Based on 2010 through 2018 calendar year sales. Modem must be activated within 60 days of purchase through the Ford Pass app on a smartphone and remain active for at least 6 months after activation. Eligible on select 2019 model year vehicles. Vehicle must have arrived at dealer at least 61 days prior to the sale date. Estimated savings include an average dealer discount based on a sales survey at average discounts offered by Ford dealers nationally. Discount may vary. Dealer determines price. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 9/3/19. See participating dealer for complete details.
Days after Puerto Rico's governor resigned, saying he's heard the loud protests that lasted nearly 2 weeks. The woman Ricardo Rossello said would replace him this Friday doesn't want the job. Wanda Vasquez is the Justice Secretary. She tweeted yesterday the governor should choose the Secretary of State, but Luis Rivera Marin, who would have been next in line, also recently resigned. A staunch Vladimir Putin critic, Russia's best-known opposition leader, now in a hospital.
Alexei Navalny's regular doctor saying swelling and a rash on his face could be consistent with chemical poisoning. The opposition leader was rushed to a hospital in Moscow yesterday from jail, having been arrested last week ahead of an unsanctioned opposition rally. Hospital doctors initially said Navalny had suffered a severe allergy attack, but his regular physician says those doctors refused to carry out necessary tests. The hospital calling Navalny's condition satisfactory. In London, Simon Owen, Fox News.
Days before a possible interest rate cut from the Federal Reserve, President Trump tweeted that the EU and China will further lower interest rates and pump money into their systems. On Wall Street, not much direction from stock futures, up slightly before this week's trading. Quentin Tarantino could not dethrone the king of the box office.
You can still hear the Lion King's roar at the box office. The film earned another $75 million in its second week, making it the fourth biggest release of the year.
While others search for what they can take, a true king searches for what he can give.
Coming in second, Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. The film stars Leonardo DiCaprio, Brad Pitt, and Margot Robbie.
I'm Rick Dalton. It's my pleasure, Mr. Schwartz.
Call me Marvin. Put it there. That's your son?
No, it's my stunt double, Cliff Booth.
Spider-Man Far From Home was third.
That's Debbie Hanley. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Hey, good Monday morning. Local news brought to you by Rhonda Lash, loan officer with CIBM Mortgage. Rhonda and her team at CIBM Mortgage wants to make the home buying process easy. Get pre-approved today. Call Rhonda at 390-9310 or email rhonda.lash@cibmmortgage.com.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Monticelli with your ESPN 93.5 local news update. The longtime CEO of Developmental Services Center is stepping down. The News Gazette says Dale Morrissey is planning to retire at the end of the year. The organization serves about 1,200 people a year and offers therapies for young children, job training, and other supportive services. Morrissey has been with the Developmental Services Center for 4 decades. 400 Illinois National Guard members are headed to Afghanistan. ABC 7 says it is the largest deployment of National Guard troops in the state in about a decade. There were 5 mobilization ceremonies in Illinois over the weekend. An Amtrak train headed to Champaign-Urbana hit a vehicle on the tracks yesterday. The News Gazette says it happened south of the University Park Metro Station at about 5 o'clock. There were 297 crew and passengers on board, but no one was hurt. 1 locomotive and 5 passenger cars derailed, but an Amtrak spokesperson said they all stayed upright. You're up to date. I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Hi, it's Rhonda Lash, loan officer with CIBM Bank. We know some of you are exploring, and we know some of you are expecting, and some looking to retire. From your first house, one big enough for all the kids, to that warm vacation escape. So that's why we want to make it easy and lend you the money that you need. So come see me, Rhonda Lash, at CIBM Bank.
Upgrading or buying? Email rhonda.lash@cibmmortgage.com or call 390-9310. NMLS number 1772943.
Well, let's check your week's weather. Brought to you by the Blossom Basket Floors. From Simple, they're simply magnificent. 2 locations, Village at the Crossing, Champaign, Cunningham, and Urbana. 367 Rose or blossombasket.com. I'm Stevie J. That's Diane Ducey. Morning.
Morning. We've got a high near 80 today, down to 64. Chance of showers and thunderstorms at 80%. Expecting a 1/4 inch to a 1/2 inch. I believe we need that.
Man, the ground's cracked.
I am seeing the grassy areas in the pines at Urbana is a little bit dry. And
it's a lot
brown.
dry. We had monsoons to drought.
Right. We've got a high 81 tomorrow with the sunshine, down to around 57. 79 on Wednesday, down to 55 with mostly sunny conditions. But a rainy day today, and we need it. Temperatures currently at 71 on ESPN 93.5.
Yeah, the big headline across the country is shooting in Gilroy, California. I believe I've driven through that near Hollister, where friends live. And it's south of San Francisco, and it's a garlic festival. And you have it shot up. I mean, it's just beyond comprehension, but all these shootings are. It's all over the news this morning. Okay, our friend Alan Sachs, professor of political science at the University of Texas at Arlington. Heck, you're going to be back in classes in a month, aren't you?
I can't take it. I want to stay home and listen to the radio.
Are you continuing? I mean, you have put in your time. Why continue?
I know it. Only 55 years.
Oh, my God.
Wow.
Why continue, Alan?
By the way, I am retired now. As of August 31st, 2019, I'm officially retired. However, I still have great contact with the university, and I'm teaching one class, I believe. So I'm still around.
Okay, so you are retired, but you're going to continue to teach. Good for you.
That's right.
All right, so you've got the president, and you've got the Congress, and you got impeachment, and I can't believe that they're still going there. But you know what, Alan? If they want to impeach the president, I tell them to go for it. If that's what you want to do, if you want to overshadow all the Democratic nominees, if you want to overshadow all the things people need to get done, like immigration and health care, go for it and see how the voters turn out in 2020 for you.
You're exactly right. Whenever I hear Mr. Nadler or Adam Schiff talking about impeachment, I say the same thing you just said. Go for it. Let's have it. Let's see what will happen. By the way, yesterday, of course, President Trump over the weekend criticized Elijah Cummings, and he has a right to criticize anybody he wants to. And oh my God, racism, was writ large in the sky, and that's unfortunate. But anyway, he sticks to it, and of course, all the news people I just love their objectivity. All the news people were saying President Trump is doing this to bolster up his base.
Yeah.
He's the racist. And I want to say, no, have you ever heard of President Obama? You don't have to be, I'm not calling him a racist, but you don't have to be flamboyant like President Trump to cause division in our society. President Trump did it in a very subtle way with police. And then when you see that video, which I think probably a lot of people have seen by now, it's gone viral a long time ago, of the police water being poured on them in New York City over the past couple of days. Just horrible sights. But President Obama was much more elegant, much calmer, but he caused deep divisions in our society.
Yeah, I would totally agree with you. A lot of this far left stuff started then. Let's take one at a time. Again, impeachment on the table. They're gone for 46 days, which I think is a good thing for the country to have those folks out of Washington. Secondly, the tweets about Baltimore. I guess that means you can't criticize a person of color, otherwise you will be called racist. And the problem I have with people being outraged about Baltimore, which is a mess, is that Bernie Sanders called it a third world country in 2015. I don't remember all the outrage then. That was when Obama was president.
Nancy Pelosi comes from Baltimore. Her family, I think her father, whose last name was Alessandro, was a big politician in Baltimore. But Baltimore many years ago was a very different place than it is today. I was listening to some other programs early this morning. I get up very early, and they were discussing this very issue. It was a local program, and a woman called in from Philadelphia. I see the internet for you. She said, it's not just Baltimore. It's Philadelphia. It's San Francisco. I could add, it's Dallas as well, about 10 miles from where I live right now. All these cities that have been run by Democrats and liberals, they're coming apart. But when I raise this issue in my classroom, it shows you how the students are so rigid in their liberal ideology now. Their answer was, no, it has nothing to do with Democrats. It has everything to do with these cities are just big. These are big cities, and with big cities come crime and a lot of devastation. I don't believe that's true at all, but it sure shows you how they've been so brainwashed, so impressed by all their teachers in colleges, universities, and in the lower grades as well about where to stand.
I think you could probably form quite a good argument if you show Mayor Giuliani, Republican in New York City, and the changes he was able to make in his time in New York City.
It was a pretty good city.
It was a heck of a city. He really tackled crime. He was effective in what he did. But I'm telling you, the third thing you raised, Alan, with the water on the police officer, this is a dangerous line we're about to cross. It's either a lawless society or one of laws. And if we choose the wrong way, you don't need a FOID card. You just need a gun. Because it'll go crazy with anarchy and civil unrest, and we're going to be in trouble. This is crazy time.
And with anarchy comes bad, bad stuff.
You've been around a while, Alan. Do you think that this is we're on the line of waters we've never been to?
I hope not. But you know, the left, the progressives in this country. I hate that word progressive. By the way, it's a term that goes all the way back to Teddy Roosevelt and his progressive political party. It was not used with Democrats at all initially. It was Republicans. But that term has been co-opted by the Democrats as they've co-opted so much else. And it's really bad stuff. But if you look at the chaos, I know a lot of people don't like this kind of analogy, but the Democrats use it to beat up on President Trump with. If you look at the chaos in Germany, in the 1920s and early 30s, you want to say, don't go there.
Yeah.
And we're having some of that chaos as well. And the Democrats caused much of it. If there's any historians left who are objective, they can go back and say, what created President Trump? It was President Obama. And he led to it. Much more subtle. He wasn't as, I guess you might, volatile as President Trump with his verbiage, but did he do it, especially with police, you know, in Missouri and other places. So he knew how to do it in a very subtle way. So if you want division, you look to the Democrats.
Alan Sachs, always a pleasure, my friend. Thank you, sir. We appreciate you.
By the way, there was a great program about Champaign-Urbana on the HGTV channel. That's one of my favorite channels. And they went to Champaign-Urbana, and they called it a beautiful, beautiful city.
Well, good. I'll be darned. That's good to hear. I didn't see that. HGTV, huh? All right.
It was really nice, how they show off homes to buy, and they had all kinds of complimentary things to say about it.
Well, that's great to hear. Professor, always a pleasure, sir. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much.
You bet. Professor Alan Sachs, University of Texas at Arlington. Upcoming retirement August 31, but he'll still teach a class, and I still plan to call him. ESPN 93.5, Professor of Political Science, Alan Sachs, S-A-X-E, been teaching 55 years.
Yes.
If you'd like to text in, let me know what you think, 359-2255. If these big cities, it's inevitable for all the rats, the crimes, the everything bad, and they all run by Democrats, why don't you try a Republican, and then if they're awful, vote them out and put a Democrat back in? But why wouldn't you try something different if it's not going well? If it's inevitable, they're just big cities, you can't stop all of it, okay, but maybe you ought to try something different just to check.
Yeah, the time of looking away and thinking the problem is going to go away is over.
Yep.
Houston over St. Louis 6-2 yesterday. Here's your Redwood recap.
Well, it usually is a hot time in the old town when the Cubs come to time, but it's for sure Tuesday, isn't it, John?
Well, coming up tomorrow, the Cubs and Cardinals open a 3-game series, and they are tied atop the Central Division. As the Cubs managed 1 win out of 3 games in Milwaukee, they won big on Sunday, and the Cardinals managed 1 win out of 3 games against Houston. That's the first series loss for the Cardinals since the All-Star break, the first time they've lost back-to-back games since the All-Star break. So Adam Wainwright will be on the mound against Yu Darvish tomorrow night. That's the first of 3 to wrap up quite a homestand.
And the Cardinals and the Cubs tied for first place in the Central Division. It'll be some contest, you can bet on that. Darvish against Wainwright. We're on the air with a pregame show at 6:20. It'll be some contest, you can bet on that. Darvish against Wainwright. We're on the air with a pregame show at 6:20. Play-by-play at 7:05.
This season, take in a Cardinals game like an MVP. All-inclusive tickets are on sale now and feature a full buffet, complimentary bar, plus a great view of the game with lots of great areas to choose from, like the UMB Champions Club, Proficient Red Jacket Club, Coca-Cola Scoreboard Patio, and more. There's something for every budget. Leave your wallet at home and get your 2019 all-inclusive tickets now at cardinals.com/all-inclusive. St. Louis Cardinals, time to fly.
St. Louis Cardinals have the day off, and so do the Chicago White Sox. Minnesota Twins beat them 11-1 yesterday, scoring 5 runs in the first inning. The Twins were hot yesterday. Cubs were hot too, 11-4 over Milwaukee, and the big bat was Kyle Schwarber.
From the stretch, the pitch. Schwarber drives one in the air. Get out the tape measure. Grand slam. Grand slam, Kyle Schwarber. Cubs lead 4-0 into the second deck, almost into the third deck. A rocket for Schwarber. Listen to the Cub fans at Miller Park. And the 1-2 by the slender right-hander. Schwarber hits a fly ball left center field. Long run, Braun out toward the alley. It's got a chance. Another home run for Schwarber. To left center, he has driven in 7 runs.
Yeah, big day for Kyle Schwarber, and the Cubs win. Now they're tied. Could it be any better?
Wow.
ESPN 93.5, home of the Cardinals, US 105.9, home of the Cubs. And they're tied for first place in Milwaukee, a game back with the trade deadline Wednesday. What drama.
Yu Darvish on the mound tomorrow. Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals. It's a 7:15 start.
All right, we check our ESPN 93.5 3-day forecast now from the National Weather Service.
A little cloudy now, and we are expecting rain, showers, and thunderstorms. Today's high 81 down to 63. 80 with sunshine both Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, down into the mid-50s at times in the evening. And then by Friday, we've got a high 85, low 61. 71 now, ESPN 93.5.
Yeah, temperatures look pretty moderate then as we start Illinois football on Friday, as the team reports and ready to go as a team as we get ready for Akron on August 31st of this coming month. Check your Fox Business Minute, brought to you by Starla Car, Provident Financial Group in Champaign, where partnerships are built on trust. Find Starla, Provident Financial Group, LLC.com. It's Monday, July 29, and it's 7:20, Champaign-Urbana.
From the Fox Business Network, a merger in the pharmaceutical business. Pfizer is separating Upjohn, the part of its company with medications no longer covered by patents, and that unit will be combined with Mylan Pharmaceuticals. The two units will create a new drug company which will also sell generic medications. The Justice Department may have approved the T-Mobile Sprint merger, but it's far from a done deal. A group of state attorneys general is continuing with its lawsuit. New York's AG Letitia James says we have serious concerns that it won't address the merger's harm to consumers, workers, and innovation. Frozen meatballs from the Cooked Perfect brand are being recalled because they could contain milk and wheat and are not labeled with the ingredients. The recall is in 10 states, mostly along the East Coast. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
Shannon Bream.
There is a lot of adrenaline with being a journalist. I think it's one of the things that drew us to the business. You want to be well informed so that whenever news breaks, you're ready to tackle it. I think the nighttime hours are invaluable. The fact that we've added a hard news hour at 11 p.m. Eastern is critical. Whatever is developed through the day, people are fully informed from coast to coast before they go to bed. There is something about getting that score, knowing you've gotten it right, and breaking something that's really important.
On Fox News Channel, real news, real honest opinion.
It's that blissful time of year yet again. A time for uncontainable elation everywhere you look. And I'm not just talking about summertime. I mean time for the Honda Summer Spectacular event, where well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% APR on select 2019 Honda Accord models. Named America's Best Midsize Sedan by Car and Driver. And while the joy caused by these deals is quite a joy to behold, it's even better to experience for yourself. So hurry in to your local Honda dealer.
See dealer for financing details. Excludes hybrid models. Car and Driver, January 2019.
It's that blissful time of year yet again. And I'm not just talking about summertime. I mean time for the Honda Summer Spectacular event, where well-qualified buyers can get 2.9% APR on select 2019 Honda Civic models, which you made the best-selling compact car in America. Hurry into your local Honda dealer.
Visit your Central Illinois Honda dealers or go to centralilhondadealers.com.
See dealer for financing details. Excludes Civic Type R based on IHS market calendar year to date March 2019 for non-luxury traditional compact car segment new retail registrations in U.S.
All right, it's time for some straight talk. You wouldn't pay $100 for seats to a baseball game where you can get the same seats for $50. So why pay more on your wireless when you can get the same 4G LTE networks for up to half the cost? For $45 a month, get our unlimited plan with 25 gigs of high-speed data from Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, only at Walmart.
Savings may vary. See terms and conditions at straighttalk.com. Everyone knows that even good people fall on hard times. Your credit cards get maxed out and you get behind on your taxes. Unfortunately, the IRS is not as understanding, and they won't stop until they collect. They have the power to take your paycheck, freeze your bank accounts. Even your home or business could be at risk. It's simply not worth it to take on the IRS by yourself. You need to call the experts at Optima Tax Relief. When you call, be sure to ask about the Fresh Start Initiative. It's a special IRS tax debt assistance program that could save you thousands, even tens of thousands. Optima will immediately provide you with a team of professionals who could protect you from the IRS, ensuring that you get the best possible outcome. The Better Business Bureau has awarded them an A+ rating, and you will too. So put the hard times behind you and call Optima today for a free consultation. Call 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. Finding your way to retirement may feel a bit like working your way through a maze. Without a guide, it's hard to see if you're headed in the right direction. We can offer guidance along the way to help you see the big picture and make good financial decisions. Contact us today at 3017 Village Office Place in Champaign or call 217-366-3456 or online at ProvidentFinancialGroupLLC.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
All right, ESPN 93.5. Josh Anderson wins the Twin City Golf Championship that is held at Champaign Country Club. Final 2 rounds there. Richard Harrington, what a good performance. Came up with the best score of the tournament, 69 in the final round at CCC. David Keenan, a nice day yesterday after a few bumps on Saturday at the opening round, which was in Urbana Country Club. Boy, that's looking good over there with Shad Khan doing a lot of improvements.
Yeah.
So you have, again, Josh Anderson is a member at Urbana, winning at Champaign. Second place, Richard Harrington. Third place, David Keenan, who's a fine area golfer as well.
PGA action had Brooks Koepka.
Yeah, Brooks
on top of the
Koepka.
leaderboard.
He's a man. He shows up 45 minutes before he tees off. Cooler than school, man. He is cool.
All right.
He just walked up, man. I'm good. I know how to hit it.
Illini football, class of 2020 developing. We're hearing about offensive lineman out of the St. Louis area, Kevin Tyler. And we heard days ago about C.J. Dixon as we develop a little depth chart in the quarterback position.
Yep. Okay, that's 2020. And the new guy I read about, offensive lineman, 3-star.
Okay.
Yeah. Offered by Kansas, Syracuse.
Let's hope he can do good things for us.
You're got to get him in and get him better, because you're probably not getting 4- and 5-star kids. They're going to Michigan, Ohio State, and all the normal. But you just got to break through and get kids better, and then they grow into better. And that happens a lot, and that's what we're going to try and do. All right, 726. Again, shooting in Gilroy, California. This is south of the Bay Area. Just a small town. Guy cut through the security fencing, and some kind of rifle is all we're getting out of authorities at this point. And open fire, and 4 dead, including the gunman. So 3, and then a dozen or so injured. Presumably it's a semi-automatic, I would think, to get that many rounds off, because the police shot and killed him within a minute. So it had to be kind of a thing, because you couldn't get that many shots off in less than a minute, I wouldn't think. So again, it's one of those where, what are you going to do about that? And it's a pretty tough one when you got somebody that's garlic festival? A garlic festival? You're just walking up in a rural community in California and just shooting people? I don't know.
I don't either.
And then the whole how dare you criticize Baltimore, you must be racist comments is again, I guess I raised the question, does that mean you can't criticize anybody that of color in office, thus you are a racist? Because that's what it sounds like, because you could make an honest comment and say, well, I don't like their policy. How dare you, you're racist. No, I'm not. What if Baltimore really is pretty bad, and they are? All kinds of crime problem, and he said Elijah Cummings, who was a civil rights guy, great. But does it mean he's doing a great job for Baltimore? Not necessarily. But it's the president, and he antagonizes and he pokes, and people don't like him. And this whole impeachment is pretty much because people hate him, and they got to come up with stuff.
But do they have anything of substance that would really hold?
He's done impeachable things, according to Jerry Nadler. You could probably, I haven't studied it, but you might be able to go down, certainly in recent memory, and find something a president has done that would be, quote, impeachable. I mean, when President Obama said that Benghazi was a spontaneous reaction to a crowd that formed, was such a lie, and they did that for weeks. And they knew that night it was not.
That's right.
But there was a 2012 election with Mitt Romney coming up, and you couldn't show that they'd lost control a little bit of that region. They never should have still been there in Benghazi. But that was, that sounds to me, that's kind of impeachable if you were to investigate that you knew and you kept telling us that it wasn't.
That's right.
So it's just hypocritical. Bernie Sanders said that Baltimore looks like a third world country. Didn't hear a word about it.
Right.
Because he's got a D by his name. So it's not consistent, it's hypocritical, and it's maddening. It truly is. Well, I've been very upset about the police and the water and how humiliating it is. And maybe this is a tipping point. Maybe it's a tipping point to enough. We have got to respect what the law enforcement people are trying to do out there. If you're going to allow that, if you're going to embolden assaults on people in uniform, you are emboldening lawlessness and anarchy. And maybe that's what some of the left wants to do. But it is absolutely disgusting. Former Sheriff Dan Walsh joins me next.
Experience Naya, Asian-inspired Italian cuisine, now open at 212 East Green Street in Champaign. Celebrating food and people is what they do best.
My name is Ann. My husband and I had dinner at Naya, and we loved every dish. We visited Rome a few months ago. and this is a true, authentic Italian menu. I'm telling all my friends about Naya.
Have a new and exciting dining experience right here in the heart of the Midwest at Naya. Now open at 212 East Green.
Introducing the next generation of SiriusXM with all new features, exclusively on the SiriusXM app and online. Enjoy over 100 ad-free extra channels filled with music for any mood. Create your own ad-free music stations with personalized stations powered by Pandora. Watch video of your favorite shows and performances, and listen in more places than ever because listening outside the car is now included in even more packages. Visit SiriusXM.com/connect to start listening today.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. A 6-year-old boy, according to his family, one of the 3 victims killed when a gunman went on a rampage at the Gilroy Garlic Festival in California Sunday. Gilroy Police Chief Scott Smithy.
Some witnesses reporting that there may have been a second suspect, but we don't know if that suspect was engaged in any shooting.
Police say the suspects cut through a perimeter fence near a parking lot to get into the venue, avoiding tight security, including metal detectors.
Fox's Claudia Cowan. The suspected shooter killed by police, and some Democrats accusing the president of replacing the director of national intelligence with someone who's blindly loyal to him.
President Trump wants Republican Congressman John Ratcliffe, an ardent White House supporter, to lead the intelligence community. Democrats are criticizing the selection, which came after Ratcliffe laid into former special counsel Robert Mueller last week.
Fox's Rachel Sutherland. This is Fox News.
ESPN 93.5. Let's check your local news. Brought to you by Thomas & Ellers Insurance, your local independent auto owners insurance agent. Auto owners insurance agent. Contact Justin or Dave at 217-356-2400 or visit Thomas. Is it dash or hyphen?
Either one.
Thomas, but a hyphen is the little line.
Uh-huh. And so is a dash. It's just hyphen is a little more upscale way of saying dash. Thomas-Ellers.com.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Monticelli with your ESPN 93.5 local news update. An Amtrak train headed to Champaign-Urbana hit a vehicle on the tracks yesterday. The News-Gazette says it happened south of the University Park Metro Station at about 5 o'clock. There were 297 crew and passengers on board, but no one was hurt. 1 locomotive and 5 passenger cars derailed, but an Amtrak spokesperson said they all stayed upright. The train runs from Chicago through Champaign and on to Carbondale. A 22-year-old Rantoul man is accused in a mugging that happened Wednesday night. William Marshall today is expected to be formally charged with armed robbery with a baseball bat. Police say Wednesday evening, a 30-year-old victim went to the Gulfview Village apartment complex, planning to pick up other men he knew and give them a ride. He said when he got to the 700 block of Willow Pond, he was beaten and robbed. You're up to date. I'm Jamie Monticelli.
In this moment, who has your back? Do you know the name of your insurance agent? Does your agent know your name? Or would you call a 1-800 number that connects you with who? Another state? Another country? Get a local independent insurance agent with Auto Owners Insurance. Someone you can call when bad stuff happens. In this moment, get an agent who will protect you in that moment.
Contact Justin or Dave at Thomas & Ellers Insurance in Champaign today. 217-356-2400. Again, you can always text us because I'll say things you agree with or disagree with, and you're welcome to voice in your voice-activated hands-free unit in your car. Mm-hmm. Otherwise, you can't.
That's right. Unless you pull over.
You can pull
over.
You
feel passionate about it.
You can do that. We enjoy that, and I did that yesterday, pulled over. And I have hands-free as well, but it didn't plug it in. So anyway, I pulled over. It's so much better when you're not trying to drive and do all that. And boy, you're going to get pounded on this if you try and text and drive.
It is a moving violation.
That's the tricky one there. It's one thing to pay a fine, but now it's moving. You get 3 a year.
I know it.
And you can have your license suspended, and it'll cost money and all that stuff. By the way, train derailment that did happen around University Park. We've traveled that train a lot back and forth to Chicago. It hit a car coming south toward Champaign. 300 people aboard. Nobody hurts. 5 cars off the rail, but nothing tipped over, thankfully. But that's certainly news this morning. Today's weather brought to you by Gerber Collision. When do you get it to Gerber? When you back into someone who's backing out, that's when you get it to Gerber. Locations throughout Central Illinois. Visit GerberCollision.com or call 8777-GERBER to find your nearest Gerber location.
With the 80% chance of thunderstorms today and a high 80 down to 63, we could get a fourth to a quarter or a half an inch of rain today, and we need it. Sunshine both Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, high 80, low 57. We're up to 85 by Friday with sunshine, but starting a new month on Thursday, August 1st. Right now the temperature's at 72, ESPN 93.5.
Yeah, Dennis Stalter, my friend who's the handyman in my life that helps me and stuff, said, Dennis, I can't get this thingamafloogie. Anyway, I just called him on Saturday, and he told me to do that thing over there, the thingamafloogie to the left.
Okay, that helps.
It's so nice to have a friend that knows how to do stuff like that.
Agreed.
And I'm trying to get better at that because I think it's important.
It is.
But I find I have a lack of self-confidence when it comes to that. I know the difference between the pointy one and the flathead.
Uh-huh.
And I'm trying to get better. I cannot get the little thing off my hose, the sprinkler thing. I'm going to try. Can't get it off. 2 wrenches, it's stuck.
Okay.
Anyway, that's the handy moment of the morning.
WD-40?
No, I tried.
Okay.
Yeah, it's normal in the toolbox, duct tape and WD-40. Got that part.
Exactly.
I got that figured out. Okay. The whole lawlessness of what I've seen in New York City with the police officers in the water. I'm not sure he'll still be on this line or not.
Getting his glasses on.
Called Phone a Friend.
Mm-hmm.
Good morning, Stevie and Diane.
Ladies and gentlemen, former Champaign County Sheriff Dan Walsh. Well, so now what? I mean, what are you doing? What are you doing?
Well, we're going to start traveling. I had to have some eye surgery, so that canceled some trips, but that's fixed. I'm practicing law with my old firm, so if somebody needs a will or whatever, or real estate, come out and see me. And I'm still teaching a little bit of PTI, so I'm staying, not fully retired, but pretty much. How have you guys been?
We've been good, but, you know, I keep talking to the wall because I got nobody to talk to anymore about all this. And I was so mad about the water and the police officers. I just wanted to go to train. I was so mad. It's so frustrating. What are we doing, Dan Walsh? This is lawlessness. This is an assault. Water on top of the head could be acid for all I know. They need to be arrested and taken to jail.
They do. I watched that in the first, I don't know what station I had on, but they kept replaying where the 2 officers, and I saw it twice, and I literally had to shut it off before I saw it a third time because it just upset me. Now, in those officers' defense, I think they should have arrested the guy, but we don't know what the background was. You know, there could have been 50 people there inciting this, and maybe they made a decision this is the best way to go. And certainly that officer was handcuffing the guy at the car. You know, you can't deal with your prisoner and with the guy throwing water at you. But it's just nuts. If we don't have police and don't have respect for police, what's going to happen to society?
Well, and the third time it happened in New York, because it emboldens people so they know they can get away with throwing buckets at an officer's head. They were kids doing it. And I'm saying this is what we're doing now. This is disgusting.
Oh, yes. Yes, and all this, I think, started back with Missouri, just a total disrespect for law enforcement. You know, Stevie, you and I have talked. When I hired deputies, I never had somebody say, I want to be a cop because I like to arrest people.
No.
All of them say, I want to be a cop because I want to help my community. I want to serve. It's just nutty the way it's going.
Well, and you're getting less and less people that want to go into that. And certainly somebody might say, I want to be a police officer, and somebody significant in their life, their spouse, their family, go, what are you doing? Don't do that right now. And that hurts.
Oh yeah. It's the pool of applicants was definitely going down from what it was 10 years ago, for a lot of different reasons. Part of it is danger. Part of it is the public perception. You know, why do you want to take a job where you're going to have to work nights, weekends, out in bad weather, and be vilified by half the community?
It's ridiculous. It's unfair. And I feel like in my little pond where I try to salute law enforcement every month, I understand, you know, it's a big world out there, and what I'm doing probably doesn't mean much. but I feel better doing it because I'm trying to just show, listen, these folks that work the line every day, I've not talked to one person that said, oh boy, I'm going to go get me a person of color today. Nobody does that. You got 1% bad apples in everything in society. It's ridiculous. Every day these folks put it on the line, tinted windows, the whole thing. I don't get it. And you know what? Former retired Sheriff Dan Walsh, lawyer, if we lose the rule of law and we're picking and choosing laws we want to follow now in these cities, what happens to our society?
It begins to crumble because there's no organization to it. It's just crazy. And you're right. I used to get complaints. Hey, he stopped me because I was black, or he stopped me because I was a foreigner. And then we'd play the squad car tape, and it's nighttime. You can't see who's in the car. You have no idea whether there's one person in it or 20 people or what color they are.
If you're going 75 and a 30. Did you stop me because I'm Hispanic, or was I going 75 and a 30? You can't win that argument, right? They're going to say that.
Right.
What? Here I go again on these elegant rants. I can't stop.
You do that. Hey, and I want to thank you. We still talk about that dinner you put on. So you have made a difference locally, Stevie. Thank you and Diane for that. And
I mean, maybe it's time. I mean, do we need to do this again? I mean, come on, man. What's up? I am so saddened about these ambushes on officers, these horrific things, and now the water on their head. I tell you what, I had to turn away from it as well because it was just so upsetting to see. And they're razzing them and cheering, yet had the officer done something, and it would have been grabbing a person of color. Oh, he's racist. Come on, Dan. What?
No, and hopefully, as the chief said, they will all be arrested, and people will learn you just can't do that.
Well, we're blowing our horn as loud as we can about the dangers of ignoring laws and the dangers of not supporting our police the way they need to be supported. That starts with the mayor, to the governor, to the president. You have got to appreciate what these men and women are doing. Otherwise, we're in trouble. And forget about the FOID card. Just grab your weapon and go get one because laws won't matter. I mean, this is scary stuff. Well, here you are with your feet up on the table doing another will for the Anderson family down the street. Look at you now.
Hey, Stevie, the first thing I noticed was I do not have to sleep with my phone next to my ear. It's a wonderful thing.
Yes.
I bet. So where is your next trip?
Tomorrow we're going to Colorado Springs.
Awesome.
Terrific.
Well, one of these times you're going to jump on one of our trips, and it'll be a pleasure, my friend.
Your trips always sound exciting, buddy.
Well, we'll talk soon.
Thanks, Dan.
Thank you, Sheriff.
Okay, guys.
Appreciate it.
Have a good day.
Former Sheriff Dan Walsh.
Always the voice of reason, especially when it comes to law enforcement and his insight.
I remember right before he retired, I remember that guy I told you about on 74 going 100 miles an hour on a motorcycle being chased by three. Yeah. So I texted him saying, man, this is crazy. I just saw, I was explaining what I just seen, and it was like a movie scene, one hand on the wheel of the motorcycle on the handlebars and 100 miles an hour. Mm-hmm. And apparently he crashed at the upcoming construction, didn't die. I don't know how. He had no helmet, no nothing.
Okay.
Anyway, so they caught him, and the police backed off at the construction. They had to quit chasing him, but he wrecked. So anyway, I texted him and said, man, this is crazy. I thought that. He said, text back, I'm in Oregon. Have a great weekend.
I love it.
I think he was allowing Alan Jones, who was his deputy assistant at the time, assistant chief.
Speaking of text, Bob and Rantoul mentioned on the Facebook page for WCIA Channel 3, meteorologist Adam Claiborne was aboard the Amtrak train that collided with the car yesterday.
Wow, that'd be kind of a scary thing, wouldn't it? Your train goes off. Was he off one of the derailed cars?
I assume
could have been,
so.
Yeah.
And of course, everybody with the train cars being upright, they were hauled off, 300 passengers on buses, but that was an incident.
That would shake you up.
Mm-hmm.
And trains can't stop, as we know, so a car, for whatever reason, in the way. Dick Van Dyke Appliance World can sell you your next appliance, and whatever that is, you're going to get great service. They're going to treat you well. They're going to give you a great price. And with Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, you receive a free 10-year protection plan.
Wow!
It can work like that, where you save so much money, and then you get the protection plan on top of it. Plus, when you go into their store on Neal Street, right before you get to I-74 interchange, they're going to have people that really know their product. I was in a couple of big box stores looking for something else yesterday, and I just started looking around going, man, oh, man, God love you, but you're just kind of working the area.
Yep,
you're just not going to know a ton about it except the number on there and that you have delivery, the basic stuff. But at Dick Van Dyke Appliance World, they'll go deep into the knowledge of the appliance you're looking for. You might say, I want to spend $600 on a fridge. What do you got? You get a very basic one.
That's right.
And so you don't have to buy a $2,000 refrigerator. You can get something a lot less. It works great. Keeps it cold and freezes it. That's kind of what you want. Start at appliance-world.com, appliance-world.com, Dick Van Dyke Appliance World. It's just south of I-74 on Neal in Champaign. All right, Cubs and Cardinals are tied. Could it get any better near the front part of August to have the two favorite teams tied?
And playing each other.
In St. Louis.
Tomorrow.
Yeah. Sports coming up.
El Toro grabs your taste buds and takes them on a wild ride, like a bull rider holds on for 8 seconds. The El Toro fajitas are the sizzling star of the show. They take grilled meats, guacamole, Mexican fried rice, and give you the flour tortillas to make each individual bite your way. We can't forget about the chips and tangy salsa that come right when you sit at your table. Amazing service, authentic Mexican food, and an experience you soon won't forget. So stop by El Toro at 723 South Neal Street in Champaign or order on Grubhub, and the authentic flavor will be delivered to your door.
At ABC Heating and Air, it's our promise to help you always be comfortable. Do you need rescued because you're burning hot? Do you need rescued because your air is shot? Call ABC Heating and Air at 352-5400 and let us rescue you from the heat. ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400. Can't you see you need to call me at ABC? Call ABC Heating and Air. That's ABC Heating and Air, 352-5400.
747. Okay, so Cardinals played Houston, and you're not going to get too much in this wrap here because they're talking about the Cubs series because there's not much you can say. Cardinals have been playing great baseball, and they're probably still playing great baseball.
That's right.
Houston is of a different level of any team except maybe the Dodgers.
And the Cardinals got 1 out of 3, right?
I'll take it. Before the series started, I said, please don't get swept. Please don't get swept. Houston's better. They're a lot better. Doesn't mean the Cardinals can't beat them. But they got to get hot and they got to get help. They're just not as good. It's just like I felt like it was kind of a varsity versus JV thing. You can beat them, but most likely not because the lineup for Houston is it's like that guy and that guy. If that guy bats, whoa, like an all-star team.
I see.
They're really good. They're one of the World Series American leaguers that I think they can beat the Yankees. It might be the only team. Houston's outstanding team, and the Cardinals got 1 out of 3, and frankly, I'll take it. I'm glad they're not in our league.
I was at a family reunion yesterday, and of course, working the mic. My cousin Mary, Diane, you're so good at, coordinating everything and bringing it out on the mic. So then I started out, I'm on ESPN 93.5, you're home for the Cardinals. Woo! Yeah, right. And I'm like, enjoy your time on top because the Cubs are coming up on you. And you can hear that over on US 105.9. Yeah. And, of course, lots of cheers on both sides. It should be a great interstate battle starting tomorrow evening. Yu Darvish on the mound for the Cubs and Adam Wainwright for the St. Louis Cardinals.
That's tomorrow night, right?
That's right.
Okay.
You'll hear the action here on ESPN 93.5 or over on US 105.9. Houston over St. Louis 6-2 yesterday. And you said not doing the Redbird recap.
No, we can.
Okay, let's do it.
Just talking about the series coming up.
Exactly. Well, it usually is a hot time in the old town when the Cubs come to time, but it's for sure Tuesday, isn't it, John?
Well, coming up tomorrow, the Cubs and Cardinals open a 3-game series, and they are tied atop the Central Division. As the Cubs managed 1 win out of 3 games in Milwaukee, they won big on Sunday, and the Cardinals managed 1 win out of 3 games against Houston. That's the first series loss for the Cardinals since the All-Star break, the first time they've lost back-to-back games since the All-Star break. So Adam Wainwright will be on the mound against Yu Darvish tomorrow night. That's the first of 3 to wrap up quite a homestand.
And the Cardinals and the Cubs tied for first place in the Central Division. It'll be some contest. You can bet on that.
Darvish against Wainwright. We're on the air with a pregame show at 6:20. It'll be some contest. You can bet on that. Darvish against Wainwright. We're on the air with a pregame show at 6:20. Play-by-play at 7:05.
Yeah, and I think certainly the Cubs were supposed to be, I think, top level. They've struggled more than I think people thought. However, they're still probably best talent outside. Dodgers and Cubs, I think, are the best. Atlanta's pretty good, but I think it's probably the Dodgers to lose in the National League. But Cubs think they'll have something to say about that. And Craig Kimbrell blew a save. And I think the moral of the story with these relievers is go to spring training, because the ones like Greg Holland was a bust for the Cardinals. I think he just needs spring training. Anyway, Kimbrell got his money, and he might still be pretty good at the end of this year, but right now he's a little shaky.
Cubs over Milwaukee 11-4. Minnesota Twins over the Chicago White Sox 11-1. White Sox also with the day off today. Illini football has Kevin Tyler signing a letter of intent.
300-pound offensive lineman. How do you 300 pounds in high school?
Right.
Man. Big kid, 6'5".
Class of 2020 is shaping up. C.J. Dixon also helping our quarterback depth chart. And speaking of our Illini, Busey is sponsoring the movie night coming up on August 10th. And they're showing on the Jumbotron the movie Aladdin.
That's a great movie.
I'm looking forward to this.
It was
First 500 people get these popcorn buckets. They're not filled up. You can get them filled up for $4. But this is a good time. It's Fan Appreciation Day. So starting at 4, you can see the open practice, and then you've got the autographs and photos, and then the movie starts at 7.
What fun. Mm-hmm. Great idea.
August 10th, thanks to Busey.
Yeah, you go get a movie bucket and something at the theaters is like $8, $10, $12.
Exactly.
Wow.
All totally free.
Speaking of Busey, if you're dreaming of a worry-free environment, what about taking your business to the next level? Well, put your financial dreams within reach with goal-based financial planning from Busey. What is it? It's a personalized approach to financial planning. Busey knows that not everybody's situation is the same. You can't just cookie cutter that. Busey Wealth Management takes a holistic financial planning approach, prioritizing all of your goals and creating a plan to fund them. So whether you're dreaming of paying for a grandchild's college expenses, establishing a foundation in your name, or ensuring a legacy, their experienced team of professionals take the time to get to know you and your unique needs. Busey Wealth Management has experience in dealing with different situations and clients that can provide unique insight into the process. 95 years of experience, Busey Wealth Management can maximize your potential. Transform your financial dreams into reality. Dream big, Busey's there. Investment products and services not FDIC insured may lose value. No bank guarantee. All right, we'll check your weather. That's coming up next.
Everyone knows that even good people fall on hard times. Your credit cards get maxed out, and you get behind on your taxes. Unfortunately, the IRS is not as understanding, and they won't stop until they collect. They have the power to take your paycheck, freeze your bank accounts. Even your home or business could be at risk. It's simply not worth it to take on the IRS by yourself. You need to call the experts at Optima Tax Relief. When you call, be sure to ask about the Fresh Start Initiative. It's a special IRS tax debt assistance program that could save you thousands, even tens of thousands. Optima will immediately provide you with a team of professionals who could protect you from the IRS, ensuring that you get the best possible outcome. The Better Business Bureau has awarded them an A+ rating, and you will too. So put the hard times behind you and call Optima today for a free consultation.
Call 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933. 800-473-9933.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
I am sick of my regular mass-produced lager at the local watering hole. I just want something new.
Ugh, this one TV isn't showing the game I want to watch. I don't care about any of these teams, and the bartender won't listen when I ask to change the channel.
Can anyone help?
It's Barman. You fellas need to step your game up. Luckily, I got to you in time. You need to head over to Scotty's Brewhouse ASAP. They have 32 brews on tap and TVs with all the games.
Whoa! It's like heaven.
Welcome to Scotty's.
Whoa!
Head on over to Scotty's Brewhouse at 2001 South Neal Street in Champaign.
All righty. Your local weather brought to you by your local janitorial supply company, CMI. Chemical Maintenance Incorporated. For pricing, schedule your equipment survey today. Betsy and Brad have the sweepers and scrubbers and wet vacs and everything you need. All the spray bottles and stuff. It's all there on Bloomington Road in Champaign. 359-6262. or CMIClean.com.
A quarter to a half inch of rain coming our way today. I saw a couple of sprinkler systems working it yesterday. Our grass is a little brown over here at the Pines in Urbana. Dang it. But today, the plants will get a drink. We've got a high 80 expected, 63 our low tonight with this 80% chance of precipitation. Sunshine tomorrow, high 80, low 57, 79 on Wednesday as we wrap up July. Thursday as we begin August, high 82, and Friday at 85. Right now we're at 71. ESPN 93.5.
And when do the local high schools? I mean, we know the U of I people are back this weekend. I mean, people come back for all the stuff. We got marching Illini, you got sororities, fraternities. All of that begins. So if you want to do campus, and by the way, yes, there are a lot of barricades and there is a lot of stuff, but they're scrambling to get it all done. And it's always going to be better, but there's a lot of work going on. Prospect at Windsor, that whole road has been redone, and that's been a pardon my mess. But when it's all done, you're going to like it. It's just crack a few eggs, make that omelet.
That's right.
Anyway, boy, and high schools I bet are back, 15th, 20th of August, something like that?
Well, I mean, we are getting signed up at the beginning of August. I want to say August 19th, that Monday.
Yeah. Well, U of I's been late, and I guess that's kind of their new thing now.
Okay.
But first classes will be I think August 26th.
On the 26th, then.
Quad Day 25th.
Okay.
So, and football, the 31st, it's Akron in Champaign at Memorial Stadium. Don't have August football very often, but we'll have one this year. Okay, you're always welcome to join in on the program at 359-2255. You want to text in anything we've discussed? We got lots more to go here in the next hour. Stand by. ESPN 93.5 at 7:56.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Peter Burns.
When the data nerds get involved, and I believe that there's more data nerds in the NFL than ever before, right? And actually in all of sports, whether it be baseball analytics and basketball with the per rating and how the GMs are starting to run their office, that's finally, I think, made its way to the NFL. This is a passing first league now. I think we've seen the way that the rules are designed. Teams are running the ball less than ever before. They only ran it 26 times a game last year. That is the lowest it's ever been in modern football history. And data over the course of the last couple of years shows that, guess what? It's more important to have passing yards per play than it is rushing yards per play. Combine that with the fact of Todd Gurley getting the fat paycheck last year and not being able to contend and not be able to compete because of that knee. Why on earth would you pay those guys? Why would you pay Melvin Gordon? Why would you pay Ezekiel Elliott?
Introducing the next generation of SiriusXM with all new features, exclusively on the SiriusXM app and online. Enjoy over 100 ad-free extra channels filled with music for any mood. Create your own ad-free music stations with personalized stations powered by Pandora. Watch video of your favorite shows and performances, and listen in more places than ever because listening outside the car is now included in even more packages. Visit SiriusXM.com/connect to start listening today.
Summer. Time to hit the open road and explore the boundless beauty this country has to offer. And, of course, your kid's in the backseat arguing over whether you can lick your own elbow. Traffic hasn't moved in 48 minutes, and every time you roll down the window, more mosquitoes invade the car. Fortunately, a McDonald's is never far away, where you can get a fresh beef quarter pounder, the easier way to enjoy summer. At participating U.S. McDonald's, excludes Alaska, Hawaii, and U.S. territories.
The Urbana Park District wants you to enjoy the summer with great music and connect with your friends during Neighborhood Nights presented by OSF Healthcare. Each Wednesday this summer will feature great local music in one of our parks. Bring your lawn chair or even a picnic dinner and spend a great evening outside listening to rock, folk, country, jazz, and bluegrass music. Concerts begin at 6:30 each Wednesday. We'll provide free popcorn, lemonade, and water. Join us July 31st at Prairie Park for the Painkiller Blues Band. It's an Urbana Park District tradition. Join us Wednesdays this summer for Neighborhood Nights.
Hey Cardinal fans, school is almost back in session, so it's time to make one more visit to Busch Stadium with your family. The weekend of August 9th, 10th, and 11th, the Cardinals take on the Pittsburgh Pirates, and it's loaded with great giveaways. Friday, August 9th, it's the adult Cardinals tank top, presented by Cooper Tires. You'll definitely want to add this Cardinals tank top to your collection. Saturday, August 10th, it's the Cardinal Skyline Mesh Back Hat, presented by Shane Company. This hat features a unique design, highlighting the beautiful St. Louis skyline. Also that day, fans will receive an exclusive pack of baseball cards, courtesy of the Topps Trading Card Company. Sunday, August 11th, it's the Cardinal Mystery Adult Parkway Socks by Stance Incorporated. Enhance your sock game. Go home with one of the 3 different designs. That's August 9th, 10th, and 11th. Get your tickets at cardinals.com/promotions. Cardinals baseball. Time to fly.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.
Did he have an accomplice? I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Police in Gilroy, California keep searching the morning after a mass shooting at a garlic festival left 3 people dead, at least 15 injured. Some needed surgery.
We have some witnesses reporting that there may have been a second suspect, but we don't know if that suspect was engaged in any shooting.
Chief Scott Smithy, police did shoot the gunman whose rampage sent people running for cover.
And then there was a point of silence, and then there was another reload. It seemed like a reload, and we heard 30 more rounds.
Democrats are angry at President Trump over his weekend rant, calling Baltimore disgusting and rat-infested. He tweeted Democratic Congressman Elijah Cummings, whose district is in the city, is a racist who failed. Well, people in Baltimore are also upset.
I think it's abhorrent. I think it's racist, and I think it's definitely uncalled for.
There's a lot of great things that Baltimore has to offer.
Well, President Trump keeps tweeting about it today. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
President Trump pushing back against Democrats after they denounce as racist his attacks on Baltimore, writing on Twitter, Baltimore under the leadership of Elijah Cummings has the worst crime statistics in the nation. 25 years of all talk, no action. So tired of listening to the same old bull. Acting Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney defending the president on Fox News Sunday.
And I think the president is right to raise that. It has absolutely zero to do with race.
The Baltimore Sun responded to President Trump's comments, calling its hometown a rodent-infested mess in a scathing editorial titled, Better to have a few rats than to be one. Dave?
President Trump wants Republican Congressman John Ratcliffe to be the next director of national intelligence to replace the resigning Dan Coats, but the Senate's Democratic leader says it would be a big mistake to confirm someone blindly loyal to the president. Days after Puerto Rico's governor resigned and people in the streets cheered, the woman Ricardo Rossello said would replace him doesn't want the job. Justice Secretary Wanda Vasquez tweeted that, leading to more doubt about who will take over this Friday. This is Fox News.
When the sand gets hot, you gotta move fast, like a dog chasing a Frisbee. Move just as fast to the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Because for the first time ever, you can get 20% estimated savings on select Ford vehicles. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. Don't let this hot deal on America's best-selling brand pass you by. Get into the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Based on 2010 through 2018 calendar year sales. Modem must be activated within 60 days of purchase through the Ford Pass app on a smartphone and remain active for at least 6 months after activation. Eligible on select 2019 model year vehicles. Vehicle must have arrived at dealer at least 61 days prior to the sale date. Estimated savings include an average dealer discount based on a sales survey of average discounts offered by Ford dealers nationally. Discount may vary. Dealer determines price. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 9/3/19. See participating dealer for complete details.
President Trump is at odds with many of his fellow Republicans in the Senate over his foreign policy related to Saudi Arabia, but probably not enough of them to get a veto overrided.
Several Senate Republicans joined Democrats last month to pass a series of resolutions designed to block weapons and other sales of military equipment to Saudi Arabia. The Democratic-led House approved the package earlier this month, prompting a promised veto from President Trump. The Senate will attempt an override of those vetoes today. It is not expected to have the supermajority required. Congress has pushed back on arms sales to Saudi Arabia in recent months, with lawmakers expressing growing frustration over the kingdom's war in Yemen and the killing of U.S.-based journalist Jamal Khashoggi. On Capitol Hill, Jared Halpern, Fox News.
Well, this morning, the president will sign a bill that makes permanent the 9/11 Victim Compensation Fund, providing medical care to those sickened at the Ground Zero site in New York City. The president tweeted again this morning his criticism of the Federal Reserve that Europe and China are further lowering their interest rates, pumping money into their systems, And our Fed, in the meantime, does nothing and will probably do very little by comparison. Now, Fed policymakers will meet tomorrow, and an interest rate cut is expected on Wednesday. Speaking of China, trade talks, well, those are going to be back in motion this week in Shanghai.
It's the first time lead negotiators from the US and China have met since President Trump and Chinese President Xi Jinping agreed last month to resume talks. Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin saying it's important to be back at the table, but that a deal to resolve tensions will take a few more meetings. For more than a year now, the US and China have been going back and forth, imposing additional duties on hundreds of billions of dollars worth of the other's imports. Simon Owen, Fox News.
On Wall Street, stock futures up slightly before the opening bell. I'm Dave Anthony. This is Fox News.
Local news with Jamie Monticelli, brought to you by Classic Plumbing. Honest, affordable, and professional. With a 2-year warranty on all their work. Call 586-PIPE or see their page on Facebook. Online, it's classicplumbinginc.com.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Monticelli with your ESPN 93.5 local news update. The longtime CEO of Developmental Services Center is stepping down. The News Gazette says Dale Morrissey is planning to retire at the end of the year. The organization serves about 1,200 people a year and offers therapies for young children, job training, and other supportive services. Morrissey has been with the Developmental Services Center for 4 decades. 400 Illinois National Guard members are headed to Afghanistan. ABC 7 says it is the largest deployment of National Guard troops in the state in about a decade. There were 5 mobilization ceremonies in Illinois over the weekend. An Amtrak train headed to Champaign-Urbana hit a vehicle on the tracks yesterday. The News Gazette says it happened south of the University Park Metro Station at about 5 o'clock. There were 297 crew and passengers on board, but no one was hurt. 1 locomotive and 5 passenger cars derailed, but an Amtrak spokesperson said they all stayed upright. You're up to date. I'm Jamie Monticelli.
According to Classic Plumbing, these facts are essential for good work. Classic plumbers are experienced, qualified, and consistent. Right up front, you'll know all the work is warranted for 2 years. Their $55 diagnostic fee covers your estimate and applies to your job. Classic Plumbing promotes a culture of doing good work and hiring outstanding local people. Tim Culver's Classic Plumbing in Urbana and Mahomet get you technology with a tradition of value. Call 586-PIPE. Look them up on Facebook or online, classicplumbinginc.com.
All right, now your weather. ESPN 93.5 3-day forecast from the National Weather Service.
A 90% chance of thunderstorms from a quarter to a half inch of rain coming our way. Kind of odd for me to be saying, hooray! But it's Monday, we're back to work, we could stay in our offices or jobs. And
we need rain.
We need rain.
I mean, remember in May, June, you couldn't plant because we had floods?
That's right.
Now we don't get any rain.
I know it. But it was a great weekend, I know, for Sydney Fun Days and for the fair to wrap up. And now we can have some showers. High 79, 63 our low tonight. Up to 80 with sunshine both Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday as we get into August. Right now the temperature's at 73 with the clouds. ESPN 93.5.
What was the Trevor Bauer threw the ball from... He's a Cleveland pitcher.
Yes.
And he's one of the good ones. I think he's been rumored as a trade guy, too. So he gets frustrated, throws the ball. When the manager comes out, he throws the ball from the mound over the center field fence, which is probably 300. See, it's 404-foot shot from home plate. 60 feet, so 340 feet.
He was very frustrated. The Cleveland Indians were in the lead to Kansas City Royals, and then yesterday he just got totally upset after the team around him was committing some errors. Royals went on to win 9-6.
And Cleveland's in it.
Right.
So it was important.
But Trevor Bauer apologized for his behavior.
Ladies and gentlemen, one of the best pitchers I know is Bob Harold, who was a genius on the mound for the University of Illinois. Then, of course, he was legendary in the EI League, and I think you played some pro ball as well. He could throw 90-some miles an hour, broke radar guns everywhere. How are you, Bob?
I'm doing good. How are you doing, Stevie?
Well, now, if Trevor Bauer throws from the mound, the center field, that's like 340 feet. That's a pretty good toss, isn't it?
Yeah, that's a great toss.
So couldn't you do stuff like that? I mean, you had a ridiculous arm, right?
Well, okay. You know, yeah, if you think about it, now they're measuring how fast outfielders are throwing it in from outfield.
Right.
They're all up near 90 plus. So yeah, I mean,
wow.
You got to be able to throw hard to be able to do something like that. So I can imagine him being frustrated and having that kind of an arm, tossing it out of a stadium.
Could you have done that from the mound to throw it over center field? Was your arm that good?
Yeah.
I tell the story when I tried out for college baseball, and they tested you from a mere 250 feet, and I think my ball got 190 and then bounced 60. So anyway, it wasn't too bad, It was humiliating, Bob. Anyway, when they have all these analytics and shifting, I mean, what do you think of that? Because I think it's taken the averages down in baseball for the most part.
You mean for the pitchers, the analytics?
Yeah, analytics for pitchers. Then all the field, they might shade far over on one hitter and then move on. I mean, the shifting's crazy now. The shortstop's over at second base. All this stuff.
I know.
It's crazy.
Well, the thing is, it stops when hitters learn how to hit the other side of the field.
Yeah, I agree. I think that's the answer.
I mean, that's how sports are. I mean, they figure out your tendencies. That's what, like you said, analytics are.
Yeah.
And you just have to become better at what they think is your weakness.
Yeah. Bob, you the man. I knew that that kind of arm was a little special, and I did think of you, which I think is a tribute to you, because you were some kind of guy around here, man. You were the man, Bob Harold, man. And then
I was the man for a couple of years. I came from a junior college in Illinois for 2 years, but it was fun.
Yeah.
I get to meet people like you.
Well, you threw a no-hitter on my birthday, 1976 or 7. Anyway.
Yeah, well, wow.
I remember that stat.
That's good memory.
Yeah, thank you. Well, you were a good pitcher. You're one of the stars, baby. Mm-hmm. And then you went on to marry over your head with Donna Tanner, and then, boom, you had Miss America and 4 incredibly accomplished kids. One of the best families I know, the Harold family. And Nick's still over in Ireland. Isn't Nick in Ireland with his bride still?
Yeah. In fact, we went over there about 3 weeks ago. We had a great time.
Well, you liked Ireland?
Yeah. I mean, and the weather cooperated. It was it was sunny every day, which is not usually happening over in Ireland.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. What's Stacey's husband Brian Randall doing now? Isn't he coaching?
Yeah, Brian got promoted. He's now a player development coach for the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Dang, NBA. Come on, man. And of course, Alexandria's doing radio in Chicago, Christian radio, and she's doing she's knocking it out of the park in Chicago. She's a star.
Yeah,
man.
at Moody Radio Monday through Friday.
No, I know. Yeah. And our town is and Meyer Capel just got better when Erica went back, and she's an attorney there now after her run for attorney general. And your wife says that if Erica ever runs for anything again, it better be after she's dead. So they're
yeah, she's a little bit tired of all of the negative stuff that happens.
Man, could you have picked a harder state to run in? Anyway, Bob Harold, you the man, my friend. Always a pleasure. Thank you, and congratulations on your good arm. About 400 feet better than my arm. Way to go.
Oh, come on, Stevie.
I'm serious.
You were a legend in your own mind, weren't
exactly.
you?
Legend in my own mind. I had the best afro in baseball, baby. That's all I had.
Well, you know what they say, the older you get, the better you used to be.
That's it. Hey, thanks, Bob.
All right.
Hey, buddy. Bob Harold.
The older you get, the better you used to be.
Legend in my own mind.
But again, stemming from the Trevor Bauer incident yesterday, a little bad sportsmanship as he, threw it out of the park
seen that.
From the field.
Manager comes out, he takes the ball and throws it out. Mm-hmm. And 340 feet, think about that.
He added about his heave. It was unbecoming. It was childish, unprofessional. There's no place for that in the game. Yep. So he apologized.
And he should have. Mm-hmm. Well, he's a competitive guy like most of them.
That's right.
8:13, check your sports next.
Your days are busy. It's hard to find time to plan your dream retirement or ensure you're doing enough to save for tomorrow's needs. With over 145 years of strength and service in our communities, Busey is the ideal partner to ensure your dreams become reality. Visit Busey.com or stop by one of our many convenient locations for solutions to your banking and wealth management needs. Busey, your dream, our promise. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
What makes Rosati's Pizza different? We talked to owner-operator Shane Morrison about the difference between Rosati's and other pizza places in CU.
Number one, ingredients. We cut cheese daily. We only use the freshest ingredients, and we start every morning the same way, rolling dough.
Talk to me about your team.
Everyone wants to pitch in. Everybody wants to help. Yeah, we work as a team.
And you're available to everyone, right?
We deliver to all of CU and Savoy.
Dine in, carry out, or delivery. Thank Rosati's Pizza, 701 South Gregory, Urbana, or visit myrosatis.com/Urbana.
All right, we check our sports headlines and big series set up. Important series set up for late July, tomorrow night in St. Louis.
Houston over St. Louis 6-2 yesterday, though. But the Cardinals got 1 out of 3 against the Astros. Let's get your Redbird recap.
Well, it usually is a hot time in the old town when the Cubs come to time, but it's for sure Tuesday, isn't it, John?
Well, coming up tomorrow, the Cubs and Cardinals open a 3-game series, and they are tied atop the Central Division as the Cubs managed 1 win out of 3 games in Milwaukee. They won big on Sunday, and the Cardinals managed 1 win out of 3 games against Houston. That's the first series loss for the Cardinals since the All-Star break, the first time they've lost back-to-back games since the All-Star break. So Adam Wainwright will be on the mound against Yu Darvish tomorrow night. That's the first of 3 to wrap up quite a homestand.
And the Cardinals and the Cubs tied for first place in the Central Division. It'll be some contest. You can bet on that. Darvish against Wainwright. We're on the air with a pregame show at 6:20. It'll be some contest. You can bet on that. Darvish against Wainwright. We're on the air with a pregame show at 6:20. Play-by-play at 7:05.
We had the Cubs over Milwaukee 11-4. Thanks in part to Kyle Schwarber.
Ooh, was he something?
From the stretch, the pitch. Schwarber drives one in the air. Get out the tape measure. Grand slam. Grand slam, Kyle Schwarber. Cubs lead 4-0 into the second deck, almost into the third deck. A rocket for Schwarber. Listen to the Cub fans at Miller Park. And the 1-2 by the slender right-hander. Schwarber hits a fly ball left center field. Long run, Braun out toward the alley. It's got a chance. Another home run for Schwarber.
Man. Now, oddly enough, I would not be shocked if they traded Kyle Schwarber Wednesday. I think he's a designated hitter. I think he would go to the American League, and somebody doesn't want that kind of pop on their team. So don't be shocked, Kyle Schwarber.
Stop saying that stuff.
I'm very serious. They've actually been in the rumor mill that they'd be willing to say, you know what, we gave him a lot of time. It didn't work out in left field. Well, let's get a real marquee pitcher if we can.
Really?
We'll see. You know, there's going to be some action. The Cubs are going to do something. I believe the Cardinals are going to do something too. Trade deadline Wednesday, and we'll see because both teams need help. Milwaukee probably needs a boost. I mean, this race in the NL Central, the Cubs and Cardinals are tied. Milwaukee's 1 back. It's something.
Minnesota Twins 11-1 winners over the Chicago White Sox, who have the day off today. In racing, the checkered flag in Poconos goes to Denny Hamlin. PGA action had Brooks Koepka on top of the leaderboard. Twin City with Josh Anderson. And now they play at the Champaign Country Club.
It rotates. Urbana. It rotates.
Okay,
it goes between Lincolnshire, Urbana, and Champaign. It's a 2-day, used to be a 2-weekend event. Now it's a 1 weekend because everybody's time. And it rotates the first round at one club, and then the second day is 2 rounds, 36 holes at the final destination, which yesterday was Champaign Country Club. Opened in Urbana. Josh Anderson wins by a shot over Richard Harrington. David Keenan finishes third. Honda BMW, DriveChampaign.com, an award-winning dealership. Why? Well, because they're really, really good at taking care of you. If you want a test drive, I always tell you, end of the month, generally pretty good, because they might be a little more motivated to close the month with a little bit more sale. So if you go in and say, hey, I want to test, I'm talking about the Civic, I want to try the Odyssey, maybe the Pilot, or go over to the BMW side where they've got just a range of options in the machines that those BMWs are extraordinarily impressive. DriveChampaign.com, you want to get started online. Heck, you can even buy a vehicle online now with Honda BMW. I've not seen that before. Say hey to Ben Quattrone and all the good people there. DriveChampaign.com, Honda BMW, off Neal at Burwash in Savoy. All right. Gonna get rain today.
Yes, we are. We have 90% chance of thunderstorms. We could get up to a half an inch, up to 79, 63 our low tonight. 80 the high tomorrow with sunshine, down to 57, 79 with sunshine on Wednesday. Sunny on Thursday and Friday as we get up to 83. Right now, 73. Overcast. Feels like it could rain soon. The humidity is up there. ESPN 93.5.
Yeah, we have cracked earth. I imagine the farmers are going, come on. And then, of course, as it always is, it's generally very field by field. Mm-hmm. I got a half inch. I didn't get any. I mean, right. We've heard that all our lives. Mm-hmm. That's how rain is around here in the summer. Okay, August begins on Thursday. Wow. The 8th month of the year about ready to start. Where does this time go? It's 8:20 now.
From the Fox Business Network, the Federal Reserve meets this week, and it's expected to lower interest rates. Fed Chair Jerome Powell has said the Fed needs to take action now while the economy is good. Pfizer is separating its generic and off-patent drug business and will combine it with Mylan. Pfizer shareholders will own 57% of the new business. The rest will be owned by Mylan shareholders. The merger is expected to close in the middle of next year with a new company created. Among its products, Pfizer's Lipitor and Viagra and Mylan's EpiPen. Pfizer already manufactures the EpiPen injectors for Mylan. Mylan's CEO Heather Bresch will retire when the merger closes. Heineken says it's paying more for aluminum for its beer cans, and that cut into its profit in the recent quarter. Its earnings were disappointing, even though beer sales increased. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Jenny Cosola.
Fox Nation is the place for exclusive content you can't get anywhere else. New opinion shows from Laura Ingraham, Tucker Carlson, and Tommy Lahren you can only get by signing up for Fox Nation. Plus, the real stories behind the headlines. Documentaries on Chappaquiddick, Jimmy Hoffa, and more that you'll only find on Fox Nation. More of the opinion done right you crave? It's on Fox Nation. Documentaries and specials you can't get anywhere else? They're on Fox Nation. So go to foxnation.com today and sign up now for Fox Nation. Opinion done right now.
It's summer buckets of fun at Addie's. Buckets of what, you may be asking? Buckets of 4 16-ounce aluminum bottles and a large bucket of range balls. It's summertime and it's time to unwind and help your golf game while enjoying a few cold ones. Take some swings and some swigs of your favorite domestic brew for only $20. Just come on into Addie's in Stone Creek and soak up the summer with this Summer Buckets of Fun promotion. Only at Addie's at 2600 South Stone Creek Boulevard in Urbana.
This month, we're very happy to honor Sheriff Deputy Brad Wakefield.
What does a guy like you look for?
I think you're just looking for anything that's just out of the normal. You know, patrolling these communities, and we see them all the time. Yeah. You know, people that live in these communities, they're looking out on the streets and they're watching everybody's houses and stuff like that. And they usually call in when something looks suspicious. Yeah. I mean, we're patrolling these neighborhoods pretty regularly. So
county's pretty big.
Oh, it's enormous. It's 36 miles south to north and 28 from west to east. So it's enormous. So we're out there as much as we possibly can. And you see something out of the place, something that you didn't see the day before, definitely get out with it. At least talk to them, make sure it's all on the up and out.
So you're going along, something goes on, and then you got to get that adrenaline thing because it's self-preservation. You got to be safe. And you don't know, Brad, when you come up on a vehicle, when you come up on a home, what you got.
Yeah, I think that's something that you just revert back to your training. Just make sure you're smart and you're not taking chances that, don't need to be taken.
Brought to you by SK Exteriors. Their website, callsktoday.com.
Hey Siri, when's Game Day Spirits Epic clearance event?
August 9th and 10th at the corner of Neal and Kirby.
And hey Siri, I know they're going to have a lot of deals. What are they going to have on sale?
$5 tees, $7 hats, and more. Check it out.
All right. Sounds good. I will. The Epic Clearance Event happening at Game Day Spirit August 9th and 10th. Clear stadium bags for $5. Even Flying Illini bobbleheads half off. If you have questions, search Game Day Spirit on Facebook or, just ask Siri.
You're welcome.
It's the amazing Luther Falls. Look at the beach, the sea going all the way by the horizon line. Luther Falls isn't some exotic location in the Caribbean. They'll make your kitchen and bathroom feel like a paradise, though. With exquisite granite countertops, they have the cabinet selection that fit your color palette and storage needs. That's not even saying how they could remodel that bathroom of yours. Give Luther Falls of Bloomington and Champaign the chance to make your own paradise dream a reality. Go to remodelingchampaign.com to start your project.
Countertops start at $35 a square foot installed.
Hello, this is Shane Colt from Country Arbors Nursery.
For 152 years, my family's been planting trees in Central Illinois. And after all these years, we still plant more trees at the homes of Champaign-Urbana residents than anyone else. The best time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the next best time is now. Because we're having a big sale on all our trees. Right now, save 20% on all shade or ornamental trees. And if you have us plant it in July or August, we'll take an additional 10% off. Pick a tree today, and we can have it planted in the next 2 weeks. For more information and a listing of all the available trees, you can visit countryarbors.com.
There's nothing better than enjoying summer travel with family and friends. So, for a limited time at Holiday Inn and Holiday Inn Express, we're helping you be there for less. Save at least 20% at thousands of hotels worldwide during our global sale if you book by July 31st and stay by September 15th. And if you're an IHG Rewards Club member, you'll save even more. So what are you waiting for? Book now at HolidayInn.com. We're there, so you can be too. Terms and conditions apply.
You know, Janet is in Chicago picking up some kids tonight from the mountain they climb with Young Life. And they went to a movie at one of those recliner theaters with food served to you. Is that the new trend?
Wow.
Where you sit there and you order. Now, it's expensive, in particular in Chicago. But it comes right to you. It's like, I don't know, Sonic inside with a recliner in a movie.
Uh-huh.
And they saw The Lion King. I haven't seen The Lion King.
Oh, great. We're seeing that tomorrow for Aiden's 16th birthday.
Oh, my. How about that? Is he really 16?
But, I mean, a cool experience and a great time on the mountain from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, no, it was great. Young Life is a non-denominational Christian organization. I could not recommend it more. For people beginning in 6th grade, they have Wildlife, and then it's Young Life, and it's just a community of Christians that do a lot of good stuff and have an amazing time at their events. They just have fun, then they talk, 15 minutes about the Word. Mm-hmm. But they get this community built where they trust each other, can confide in each other, and they hang together, and they're good friends. So they go to the mountain, which is north of Vancouver, and there's about 6 or 7 different mountains that they climb. It's like 8,000 feet.
Wow.
And whatever's on your back is what you have.
Uh-huh.
And you leave no trace of you.
Right.
So you dig a hole, and whatever you might need outside of leaves, you take down.
Okay.
You can't leave it on the ground.
I see.
So it's no footprint at all.
Okay.
Everything you eat, you put back in your bag.
Uh-huh.
There's no spoons, forks, cans, no waste baskets. There's nothing.
Okay, then.
This is true camping.
Okay.
They have a satellite phone for emergencies, and they were up on the mountain one time, and there was such lightning and thunder, and they're pretty high. They were a little nervous about that, and they were worried. But before they put the tents in that night, they said, it looks like the weather's turning, and they really put the stakes in deep, and none of them blew away. So
okay.
that was good news. So it's a great adventure. They have a lot of quiet time. They talk about the Word of God. It's just Christian and Benjamin have done it 3 times now. The last time they did it, they were wet for 3 or 4 days, and it was freezing, and it was awful, and they couldn't get warm. It was really hard. So that can happen.
Uh-huh.
And this time it was just idyllic and some great pictures on the mountain. And I do not understand how they could text me. It could never happen before. But for whatever reason, how is it that you're 5,000 or 6,000 feet up and you can text? Where's the tower?
I don't know.
How's that work? Does it come off the satellite?
Divine intervention, Stevie.
There you go.
They're closer to God.
There you go. But I'm just...
You were thinking about him. You wanted to hear the message.
It was amazing. The pictures they sent from up there, they sent them that time. You could still... They had to be very careful with their phone because how you charge in your phone. Mm-hmm. There's no plugs on the mountain. But no, Young Life is a fantastic way to get your kiddo involved with a whole bunch of good other kids.
And it's just great to get those kind of messages to our kids so that they can stay on the straight path and not stray.
It's difficult. You can be a Christian and stray, but it sure helps if you have a friends and community like-minded kids.
Agreed.
Okay, Thursday, we have these offers generally every day. We'll have one tomorrow and Wednesday for you. Thursday, we're going to try something a little different. I'm going to be offering a really, really good deal to go to Hawaii on the ship that I've talked about. And I've got an inside cabin. I'm going to make a deal for somebody. So you might give a heads up to maybe a couple that really needs a trip. We're going to cruise from the Bay Area, so there's no long airplane flight, which is the deterrent for some. They just don't want to be on an airplane 8 hours.
And what a neat way to bring in 2020.
Whew! We'll be celebrating New Year's on the ship. And this is Princess. This is the Grand Princess, a beautiful ship. And we'll leave. We'll have New Year's on the ship. It's 4 days out to the islands. We'll cruise the islands and come back. And you want to eat? Got that covered for you. And lots to do on the ship as well. And the islands are just, if you've never been to Hawaii, it's unbelievable. And the price is $4,200. And if you average 15 days for $4,200, it's a really good deal.
Okay.
Already it's a good deal. But I'm going to do something for one inside cabin. And all you have to do on Thursday morning at 7:40 is text, say, hey, I'm interested in at least learning more about it. It's not like I'm going, because you got to look at the dates and you got to figure out if you can or if you can afford it. But I will make a very special deal for someone on Thursday.
If you'd like to poke around on that now, StevieJTravel.com.
StevieJayTravel.com if you need that. All right, we're going to break for the news. That'll be next. ESPN 93.5. You can always text us this morning, 359-2255. It's 8:30. At Honda BMW, they believe in letting you make the choice when you're ready. And now you don't even need to come into their award-winning dealership to buy your car if you don't want to. Just go to drivechampagne.com. Click on the type of vehicle you're interested in and look to the right-hand side of the page. It says Express Purchase. That means you can buy a car on your computer right now, only at the award-winning Honda BMW Express Purchase. Go to drivechampagne.com.
Fox News, I'm Lillian Wu. We know how the gunman got past security at the Gilroy Garlic Festival, but there's a lot they still don't know.
Police are searching for a motive as well as for a possible second suspect after a day of fun and food turned into an afternoon of panic and bloodshed.
Fox's Claudia Cowan, 3 victims killed Sunday, including a 6-year-old boy.
The police chief says the suspect managed to get around the security screeners and metal detectors at the entrance by breaking through a perimeter fence and sneaking in that way. When the gunman opened fire, officers engaged him in less than a minute, fatally shooting him.
And there's a hunt underway for the so-called Pink Lady Bandit, suspected in a bank robbery in North Carolina. The FBI thinks she's involved in at least 4 robberies since July 20th, and that she carried a pink handbag in 2 of those robberies. This is Fox News.
Local news with Jamie Monticelli, brought to you by Thomas & Ellers Insurance, your local independent auto owner's insurance agent. Contact Justin or Dave today, 217-356-2400, or visit thomas-ellers.com.
Good morning. I'm Jamie Monticelli with your ESPN 93.5 local news update. An Amtrak train headed to Champaign-Urbana hit a vehicle on the tracks yesterday. The News-Gazette says it happened south of the University Park Metro Station at about 5 o'clock. There were 297 crew and passengers on board, but no one was hurt. 1 locomotive and 5 passenger cars derailed, but an Amtrak spokesperson said they all stayed upright. The train runs from Chicago through Champaign and on to Carbondale. A 22-year-old Rantoul man is accused in a mugging that happened Wednesday night. William Marshall today is expected to be formally charged with armed robbery with a baseball bat. Police say Wednesday evening, a 30-year-old victim went to the Gulfview Village apartment complex, planning to pick up other men he knew and give them a ride. He said when he got to the 700 block of Willow Pond, he was beaten and robbed. You're up to date. I'm Jamie Monticelli.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance as you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no problem people.
Contact Justin or Dave at Thomas & Ellers Insurance in Champaign today, 217-356-2400. All right, here is your weather, and there's a 90% chance, Diane. Let's get her done.
The showers and thunderstorms could come our way, and we need the rain. High 79, low 63. Sunshine expected Tuesday and Wednesday with a high near 80, down into the mid-50s. 82 on Thursday as we get into August. Sunshine again on Friday with a high 85. We're currently at 73 with the clouds. ESPN 93.5.
Yeah, Monday morning. Hope you're having a good one. It's August on Thursday. We get into the, you know what happens on, well, no books and, I'm sorry. No
Don't talk about it. Was still in July.
I know.
Plenty of time for that.
You're less than a month away, though. And then we can go and watch Illinois football Friday.
Exactly.
They'll have a lot of those open to the public, and that's always fun to see. Not that I know what I'm looking at, because they're all big and fast. And I'm still lamenting the Fox Sports guy that talked with Jeremy at the Big Ten meetings about how, kind of popped my bubble. Because I've always, it's so fun because in my mind, I'm undefeated. And I remain undefeated. Now, seriously, Illinois could be undefeated after 3 games. There's a chance we win the first 3 with some solid chances against Akron, at Connecticut, and home Eastern Michigan. In fact, you kind of need to go 3-0. If you're thinking this is Lovey's year to get to 5 or 6, you better get those first 3. Because they'll count for a bowl, and we need to get to 5 now to be considered. If there's not enough 6-win teams, you could be considered a 5 and 7.
Okay.
So we need to be 6 and 6 to get to a bowl for sure, and we'll find a bowl. And there'll be people who go to the bowl if we win 6.
Sure.
Because you'll have had to beat. And now you're looking at Rutgers. I'm already looking ahead. Rutgers in October. We got to beat them here.
Right.
So that could be 4, and then you're going to have to maybe at Minnesota. Because that's not going to be, that's a team you might be able to beat, but...
That's a building team then? I thought Minnesota was pretty good.
Well, I'm just looking at the schedule, and I'm probably going to struggle against Michigan and Wisconsin and maybe at Purdue. So, you got to get me 3-0 because Nebraska home, that 4th game, I do believe there would be a decent crowd there, and at 3-0 at home against Nebraska, you never know.
They haven't got the time on that Hall of Fame weekend on September 21st for Nebraska.
Okay, September 21 is a Saturday against Nebraska, and they're probably better than me, but it doesn't mean I can't beat them at home when I'm undefeated.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just saying, let's go. Set it up. See, that's how I do it. It's just like, it's not realistic. But I don't care.
Homecoming on October 19th against Wisconsin at 11 a.m.
Yeah, I kind of know what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Oh, look, they handed it off to that 400-pound back again.
Can we do the Akron
unique
like on homecoming?
I think that's a very interesting idea. And certainly Wisconsin and Michigan. Michigan's what date?
Okay, Michigan is the weekend before on October 12th.
Okay, they're kind of the man this year, I think. Ohio State and Michigan. And Michigan State's good, and Penn State's good. Blah, blah, blah.
So it looks like Northwestern will be the weekend after Thanksgiving, I believe, on the 30th of November.
Jeremy Warner will know all about everything, and I guess we got our 5th recruit for 2020, which seems to lag behind the rest of the world, but maybe catching up now.
Kevin Tyler is his name, an offensive lineman out of the St. Louis area.
I always want to know who offered him, and it's, listen, we're not in a position to get the 4 and 5 star people. That's all. So it's a 3-star, and doesn't mean that 3-star can't be great. So they just got to get them better. But the 4 and 5 star boys, it's just hard to get them here because we're just not there yet. But you can grow them and get them better in your system, and then you get to a bowl, then you just got winning gets winning and gets better players is a theory. So. All right. Anyway, we're excited for that, and we'll have tickets to give away. We love doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have football tickets to give away again. We do that every year, and we're internally optimistic about my team.
I'm excited about this Fan Appreciation Day. It's Saturday, August 10th, and
Busey is involved?
Yeah, they're sponsors of it, and they'll be showing the movie Aladdin at 7 o'clock.
Okay. Okay, we touched on all the political stuff. We talked about Donald Trump's tweets about Baltimore. He is what he is. He will tweet and antagonize and make you mad and all these. You poke him, he pokes back. He's upset about all the immigration. Elijah Cummings represents Baltimore. Elijah Cummings does not want a wall, does not want all the immigration stuff that Donald Trump does. So he said, well, look at Baltimore. It's worse than the border. And of course, the Baltimore Sun or whatever paper it was this morning said, well, we might have a few rats, but it's better to have a few rats than be one. Ooh, I know you are, but what am I? And then Bernie Sanders is the guy during the Obama years in 2015 that said that it's a third world country. Baltimore. And nobody said a word. That's because there was an I or D by his name, not an R. It's just all it's hypocritical and political and not consistent. Because if Bernie Sanders says during Barack Obama's presidency that Baltimore is a third world country and Elijah Cummings represents that, why isn't that racist? Because it's not. You got to be able to criticize people no matter what color. It doesn't matter. It's policy, right? Alan Sachs was on earlier talking a little bit about that. And then, will the Democrats impeach? At this point, I'd say go for it. Just go for it. If that's what you think, that's what you want to, go for it. See what happens. The best way to remove somebody from office is in the ballot box unless something egregious happens, and I don't see it. I don't see it at all. And the fact that they're so hot after impeachment for what? Anyway, head shaker for me. I'd say Democrats go for it. Just get her done. See how it works out for you.
Okay, then.
That's what I tell them to do. Stand up and do it. Go for it.
It's that blissful time of year yet again. Time for the Honda Summer Spectacular event, where well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% APR on the 2019 Honda CR-V, which you made the best-selling CUV in America in 2019. And while the joy caused by these deals is quite a joy to behold, it's even better to experience for yourself. So hurry in to your local Honda dealer.
See dealer for financing details based on IHS market calendar year to date March 2019 for non-luxury traditional entry size CUV segment new retail registrations in U.S.
It's that blissful time of year yet again. A time for uncontainable elation everywhere you look. And I'm not just talking about summertime. I mean time for the Honda Summer Spectacular event, where well-qualified buyers can get 1.9% APR on the 2019 Honda HR-V, awarded Best SUV Brand for 2019 by U.S. News & World Report. Hurry in to your local Honda dealer.
Visit your Central Illinois Honda dealers or go to centralilhondadealers.com.
See dealer for financing details. U.S. News & World Report, November 2018.
Summer. Time to hit the open road and explore the boundless beauty this country has to offer. And, of course, your kids in the backseat arguing over whether you can lick your own elbow. Traffic hasn't moved in 48 minutes, and every time you roll down the window, more mosquitoes invade the car. Fortunately, a McDonald's is never far away, where you can get a fresh beef quarter pounder, the easier way to enjoy summer. At participating U.S. McDonald's, excludes Alaska, Hawaii, and U.S. territories.
Yeah, and we talked about the water on the police officers, and I don't know why I get so fired up about it. I really, really don't. I have nobody in my life, in my family anyway, that's in law enforcement. But I just get, if I see law enforcement, police officers being disrespected, maybe I know how dangerous that is, and I don't even know why I know that. I'm slow to anger, but boy, I get there quickly if somebody doesn't respect the rule of law. Maybe it's the overarching rule of law and how critical that is for life in America. And that if that falls apart, your life falls apart. If nobody answers 911, you're on your own with your own weapons. And if that's the life you want, that's the life you'll get. I'm telling you, the difference between us and anarchy is not far. Take out 911 and the police officers responding to calls, and you got guys guarding their own blocks. It can happen. I saw it in Katrina. It was chaos and anarchy in 48 hours. It doesn't take much, and if people take it for granted, you're going to lose it. So you better appreciate law and order. But you got to follow laws. You've got to have rules. Think about that. I'm not going to follow that rule. Well, then I'm not either. I'm not going to follow that one either. It falls apart. Maybe water on police officers in New York City, as humbling and humiliating as it was, maybe that's a tipping point for most reasonable Americans to say, enough. These people keep the peace. They're not out to get you. They're good people that are underpaid for the life-threatening work that they do.
Hear, hear.
Man, I just get going on this. Okay, sports headlines coming up.
I am sick of my regular mass-produced lager at the local watering hole. I just want something new.
Ugh, this one TV isn't showing the game I want to watch. I don't care about any of these teams, and the bartender won't listen when I ask to change the channel.
Can anyone help?
It's Barman. You fellas need to step your game up. Luckily, I got to you in time. You need to head over to Scotty's Brew House ASAP. They have 32 brews on tap and TVs with all the games.
Whoa, it's like heaven.
Welcome to Scotty's.
Whoa.
Head on over to Scotty's Brew House at 2001 South Neal Street in Champaign.
At Honda BMW, they believe in letting you make the choice when you're ready. And now you don't even need to come into their award-winning dealership to buy your car if you don't want to. Just go to drivechampagne.com. Click on the type of vehicle you're interested in and look to the right-hand side of the page. It says Express Purchase. That means you can buy a car on your computer right now, only at the award-winning Honda BMW Express Purchase. Go to drivechampagne.com.
Hi, I'm Troy Lands from Lands Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Lands is your local Mitsubishi Electric Diamond dealer. Our technicians are experts at solving your comfort needs, one room or your whole house. Let us show you how a Mitsubishi Electric Heating and Cooling System can save you money now. Your comfort is our priority. Call Lands today at 1-800-AIR-REPAIR or find us online at landsinc.com. I'm Troy Lands, and you can count on my company because you can count on me.
All right, here we go. ESPN 93.5 Sports Headlines.
Well, Houston beat St. Louis, but the Cardinals pulled out 1 out of 3 against the Astros because they're really good.
Houston is better than a lot of teams, maybe everybody. They might win the World Series. They're different level.
Mm-hmm.
Different level than the St. Louis Cardinals. I'm glad we didn't get swept. See if the Cardinals can do something for the trade deadline to improve our stuff. That would be great.
6-2 was the final with the Astros on top. I'm almost interested in hearing that Kyle Schwarber because he was just so incredible in that 11-4 win, Cubs over the Brew Crew of Milwaukee.
All right, here it is, 7 RBIs, and then you were a little stunned when I said he might be traded Wednesday.
Right.
Yeah.
Schwarber drives one in the air. Get out the tape measure. Grand slam. Grand slam, Kyle Schwarber. Cubs lead 4-0. Schwarber hits a fly ball left center field. Long run, Braun out toward the alley. It's got a chance. Another home run for Schwarber.
7 RBIs.
Wow.
2 home runs.
Amazing.
I think Kyle Schwarber's a designated hitter. That's why he would go to the American League. I don't know. He does that, and then you go, whoa, wait a minute. Maybe he's good.
Yu Darvish for the Cubs, Adam Wainwright for the Cardinals. We'll start the series tomorrow after 7. You can hear it on US 105.9 if you're a Cubs fan, or here on ESPN 93.5 for you Cardinal fans. Minnesota Twins blanked Chicago White Sox 11-1. Twins scored 5 in the first inning. In racing, Denny Hamlin with the checkered flag in Poconos. We also had PGA action with Bruce Koepka on top of the leaderboard. Josh Anderson here locally for the Twin City. 1-stroke win over Richard Harrington. And then David Keenan got third.
Yep.
That's sports. I'm Diane Ducey.
Okay, so an asteroid almost hit Earth.
Yes.
And it was almost Bruce Willis and Steven Tyler and Armageddon. But
baby.
As always, it didn't happen. So we'll touch on that next.
Jeff was a boring drinker. Jeff got his American lager and would sometimes splurge with a whiskey and cola. That is, until he discovered Atties. It changed his taste in drinks forever. He started off with a Long Island Army and got braver with an Orange Crush, and then finished off the evening with a house-infused Sangrini. Now friends ask Jeff for drink recommendations.
Expose yourself to new drinks. Head on over to Addie's Bar and Grill in Urbana at 2600 South Stone Creek Boulevard.
Hello. My name is Austin Birkland. Back in the summer of 2003, my family's home had its roof blown off during some horrific straight-line winds. My family had a difficult time finding the right contractor to come take care of the situation. I wish Freedom Roofing was around back then to take one worry off the backs of my parents.
I'm Kurt Kaiser, owner of Freedom Roofing and Construction. I promise you had the storm damage, we'll be there to fix, repair your roof, and we'll do it honestly. Find me at freedomchampagne.com.
To protect your engine, you have to change the oil. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, pick up 5 quarts of Mobil 1 full synthetic truck and SUV motor oil for just $28.95. When your engine works extra hard, give it the protection it needs. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limits apply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
All right, students, please settle down and welcome back to a new school year.
Students will soon be heading back to school, and Angel Smiles Dental and Rand Tool reminds you to schedule your back-to-school exam today. Don't wait until the last minute. Do it today. Schedule your back-to-school dental appointment by calling 217-892-8868. That's 892-8868. The Illinois State Board of Education requires that all children in kindergarten, 2nd, and 6th grade have an oral health examination performed by a licensed dentist. And at Angel Smiles Dental, we have a caring team that will make your son or daughter feel comfortable. Is your son or daughter nervous? Their worries will be a thing of the past with us. We'll discuss regular brushing with fluoride toothpaste and make them feel extra special. So come see the team at Angel Smiles Dental today. Schedule your back-to-school dental appointment by calling 217-892-8868.
Please turn your book to page 11 and let's get started.
Here we go. Weather.
All right. We're expecting some rain today. High 79, low 63, a 90% chance of thunderstorms. Sunshine tomorrow, high 80, low 57, 79 the high as we wrap up the month on Wednesday with sunny conditions. 74 now, it's overcast. ESPN 93.5.
Well, he's trying to retire. We won't let him. David Leake, Parkland College, Starkville Planetarium, 30 years. Asteroid almost hits Earth. True?
Yeah, it is true. Good morning.
How close? 30,000 miles? 50,000? 100,000 miles?
About 44,000.
Yeah. Okay, and that's close, right?
Yeah, to put it in perspective, a lot of times what the asteroid people do is they put it in terms of the moon distance. So if you can imagine an Earth globe like you'd have in a classroom, the moon would be a baseball about 30 feet away. Well, this was 20% that distance. Like from the Earth to the moon, only 20%. That's pretty close.
So if it hits us, are we all dead?
Probably not, but it'd make a dent in your front yard.
Because it's like Apollo 13 when they were coming in shallow. They said, can they do anything about it? They said, no. Well, they don't need to know then, do they? Because I can't change.
Exactly.
I can't, unless you make me Bruce Willis with a rocket, I can't go land on the thing, okay? I can't do anything about it, David. I don't need to know.
Okay, don't panic. Settle down. Everything's fine. Yeah, if this would have hit the Earth, it could have taken out a small city probably.
Wow. Okay. So and depending on what hits Earth, it can wipe us all out, right?
It's something a much larger hit. Yeah, it would have to be a lot bigger than this. I mean, again, this thing was probably, if you imagine a football field, about 86 yards across.
I mean, there was a couple of people standing around something in India that they said came from the sky. I don't know. It didn't look very big, but they were standing around and said it was an asteroid or a meteor or something.
Yeah, and that probably was something else because this did miss us. So this didn't come into the atmosphere. Okay. But yeah, there's things hitting all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, farmers here in the Midwest find meteorites in their fields, and the best place to go is Antarctica because with it being all the snow and white, you just kind of walk along and just pick them up.
Yeah, you see stuff there. The backgrounds are good. David, I'll try and let you retire for another week.
Hey, it's always good to talk to you. Call anytime.
Champaign-Urbana Astronomical Society is at cuas.org.
Welcome to Office Depot. How can I help you?
We're getting her organized for back to school.
Yep, got my green notebook and folder for chemistry.
I mean, science is always green because, of course.
Right, because math always has red notebooks.
Right, because blue notebooks are for English. And yellow are for social studies. And purple is for music. And, are we twins?
No.
Get everything on their list from the advisors at Office Depot Office Max. This week's doorbusters, school backpacks for $10. $10 in-store or online at OfficeDepot.com. Limit 2 excludes New Balance.
Randy Graham on Curtis Orchard's honey. We won a few years ago the best tasting honey in the world, which we see as a win for Illinois and the whole region. The honey is fantastic.
Thanks in part to your daughter, Rachel.
She's also worked with Maggie Walker locally, who's an expert beekeeper, and they've done some federal grant projects. And in fact, for our tours this year, we've added an observation hive, which is basically an indoor hive sheltered in glass where people can observe it. Curtis Orchard, 3902 South Duncan Road, Champaign. Visit curtisorchard.com.
When the sand gets hot, you gotta move fast, like a dog chasing a Frisbee. Move just as fast to the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Because for the first time ever, you can get 20% estimated savings on select Ford vehicles. Plus, earn complimentary maintenance through Ford Pass Rewards. Don't let this hot deal on America's best-selling brand pass you by. Get into the Ford Hurry Up and Save sales event. Based on 2010 through 2018 calendar year sales, modem must be activated within 60 days of purchase through the Ford Pass app on a smartphone and remain active for at least 6 months after activation. Eligible on select 2019 model year vehicles. Vehicle must have arrived at dealer at least 61 days prior to the sale date. Estimated savings include an average dealer discount based on a sales survey of average discounts offered by Ford dealers nationally. Discount may vary. Dealer determines price. For all offers, take new retail delivery from an authorized Ford dealer stock by 9/3/19. See participating dealer for complete details.
All righty, well, that's going to wrap it up. We are excited to get a little rain. I see it off to the west. I see it coming.
You know, the Bears are at their training camp in Bourbonnais. 17,000 people checked that out over the weekend.
Jeremy's a Bear fan. He's coming up next. But I'm telling you, the Bears are a problem. The Saints got to go to Chicago and play in Soldier Field.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, Bears are going to be really, really good. I like their coach. I like their quarterback. I like their defense. Could be a darn good year for the Chicago Bears. Jeremy Warner next. Hey, thank you, Diane.
Enjoy the day.
And we shall meet on the radio again tomorrow morning. Good to have you with us today. We really appreciate it. I am Stevie J. That's Diane Ducey. Thanks for listening. Meet you back on the radio tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. Have a great Monday.
Everyone out of the water! Let's go! Hurry! It's Party City's sizzling summer sale and they've got deals you wouldn't believe! Buy one, get one 50% off everything summer! Yep, buy one, get one 50% off! Summer toys, pool inflatables, lays, and summer party supplies. It's happening this week, so you and your sunburns hurry down to Party City! Party City! Oh, it's on!
Restrictions apply. See store for details while supplies last.
This is Rob Meyer with Provident Financial Group. At Provident, our mission is to help people plan for and get through some of life's toughest challenges. We provide each of our clients with individualized strategies, premier service, and independent thinking to help them achieve their financial goals. Contact us today at 3017 Village Office Place in Champaign or call 217-366-3456 or find us online at providentfinancialgroupllc.com.
Securities and advisory services offered through Commonwealth Financial Network, member FINRA SIPC, a registered investment advisor.
At Fidelity, we believe nothing should come between you and your money. So we're introducing zero account fees with zero minimums to open an account. All because we want you to invest with zero trade-offs. Visit fidelity.com/value to learn more. Zero account minimums and zero account fees apply to retail brokerage accounts only. Expenses charged by investments such as funds and managed accounts and for commissions, interest charges, or other expenses for transactions may still apply. Fidelity Brokerage Services, member NYSE, SIPC.
Hey, Harry, get ready, get set, and make sure you go to Game Day Spirit August 9th and 10th.
What's so epic about this sale?
Well, prices will be marked up to 80% off with brands like Nike, Champion, Columbia, and 47 brand. Tees as low as $4. Hats as low as $7. Need one of those clear stadium bags this fall? Game Day Spirit will have them on sale for just $5. Oh, and those Flying Illini bobbleheads, half off.
So when is it?
It's Game Day Spirit's epic clearance event August 9th and 10th at the corner of Neal and Kirby and Champaign. Don't miss it.
In December, it'll probably be cold, windy, and snowy, but you don't have to stay for that. Hi, it's Stevie J, inviting you to join me for a cruise of a lifetime, our cruise to Hawaii. Imagine spending New Year's Eve on the Grand Princess from Princess Cruises. We'll leave December 27th from Champaign, then fly from Chicago to San Francisco to stay one night in the Bay Area, then board our floating paradise December 28th. Then we'll cruise to Hawaii and visit Hilo on the Big Island, Honolulu for a long day, then off to Nawiliwili, Kauai, known as the Grand Canyon of the Pacific, and then magnificent Maui with its stunning landscapes and superb beaches. Our cruise to Hawaii, December 27th. Prices start at just $42.76. For more information, visit StevieJTravel.com. That's StevieJayTravel.com. Space is limited. Stevie J Travel. Where do you want to go? Hi, it's Stevie J. When I needed a new roof, I called Roof Doctors. Actually called a lot of roofing companies to get estimates. But you know, I felt great talking to Randy. I felt that he was honest, reliable, and affordable, and I felt I could trust him. You know what? I was right. They did a terrific job. After they did my roof, I had them do my mom's roof. You know how much you have to like a company to recommend to your mom? With 30 years of experience and the best warranties, call today for a free estimate at 328-7529 or go to roofdoctorsco.com.
You buy Community Credit Union for campus and community.
Summer
First Dreams family road trips. And at the U of I Community Credit Union, we want you to cruise into summer with the lowest rate possible. Sounds nice, right? Are you in the market for a new vehicle? If you answered yes, you need to apply for your next car, truck, or SUV loan at the U of I Community Credit Union. Right now at UICCU, get up to 2% off your annual percentage rate when you apply online. Yep, up to 2% off. Save yourself some time and money with the U of I Community Credit Union. Use the promo code ONLINEAUTO on your application to let us know you want to save money on your rate. But you have to do it online. Go to uoficreditunion.org.
Spend your lunch hour at El Toro on South Neal Street in Champaign. Their menu features 14 lunch specials that are served from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. all week long and are only $6.50. The list of specials includes beef burritos, enchiladas, scrambled eggs with Mexican sausage, quesadillas, chicken fajitas, and more. All lunch specials also come with your choice of rice or beans. With fast service and great food, make your lunch hour a fiesta at El Toro at 723 South Neal Street in Champaign.
You're listening to WSJK ESPN 93.5 Tuscola, Champaign-Urbana, your home for the St. Louis Cardinals.